Sometimes you feel like getting away from it all, heading off for a vacation in faraway lands, but travel is expensive, and who even has time for all that? So you grab a cozy indie game off of Steam for cheap that kinda sorta roughly is the equivalent of traveling, right? Good enough. And that's what I did. Not really sure what made me pick this game up. It looked cozy, it sounded a little different, and it was cheap. I mean, 60% off is hard to pass on. And it seemed like it could use a little attention, so I figured why not. Dungeons of Hinterberg is a mix of puzzle solving, sword swinging, and socializing. It's sorta like Legend of Zelda if it was set in the town of Stardew Valley. I know it doesn't look like much, and I sense that perhaps at this time I may be losing your interest, so let's have a little sidebar real quick, you and me, okay? Look. A game like this doesn't have a lot of surface appeal, I understand. It's not flashy, it doesn't let you steal cars, Batman's not gonna show up, but you were willing to watch this video this far, and so I have a little faith in you. I have faith that you're the type of person who might be willing to give a game like this a chance. So, in return, I'm gonna ask that you have a little faith in me, and believe this video and this game just might be worth your time and attention, okay? Deal? Deal. You play as a not-so-young woman who's fed up with the modern world, aren't we all? And so sets out for a vacation in Swiss, Austria, Germany, I'm blanking on where specifically this game is set. The place with the mountains. To spend some time in a sleepy old village that's so old-fashioned they haven't even discovered primary colors yet. Oh, and also because dungeons have appeared. Yeah, just out of the blue. In this place, of all places. Oh, and also magic is a thing now. It has just sprung into the world, ready to be claimed, and anyone who shows up and touches a rock instantly gets wizard powers as long as they're in the area, which, wow, you really feel like that should be a bigger deal, like scientists or something should be rolling in. If I knew that there was a village in Europe that would let me run around as a wizard, I would be swimming across the Atlantic right now. I'm just saying. Each day you set out for the dungeons, venturing through the big purple iPhone screen for some adventuring, puzzle solving, and monster slaying. And each evening you return to the town to deal with an even worse scourge than the monsters, influencers. Yeah, there's just no getting away from them. They have to show up to trample the tulips, film in public places, and generally be a colossal pain in the posterior. And unlike the monsters, you can't even kill them. You are gonna have to socialize with them, and actually you do gain some perks for buddying up to people in this game. So you may want to get to know them, give them gifts, find out what they're about, if only for the rewards. Sometimes practicality has to take precedence over what you would prefer. Social time is mandatory in this game, by the way. You can only do dungeons during the day, and each evening you have to return to town. You can't rack up any overtime. That feels distinctly European, I have to say. Come on, you can't even double up on dungeons even if you want to? God, don't these people know you could be getting ahead? Why would you want to relax? Well, I suppose that would be contrary to the spirit of the game, since the whole thing is a vacation, after all. Maybe it's hard for my American mind to understand. The more I played, the more I found myself settling into this game, easing into it like a warm bath. It's not too challenging, to be sure, but it's also not too easy. It's just hard enough to be engaging. Let's talk about the puzzles first and foremost. A lot of games use the puzzles tag a little too liberally these days, and you fire them up and you find out, oh, it's pushing a block onto a switch. Woo, that's riveting, really. But no, they're actual puzzles. Not too brain-bendingly hard, but enough to get my puzzle-solving brain tingling. And, unlike a full-on puzzle game, it actually lets you take a break. To socialize around town, hack up monsters, or just, not go from one brain-bending puzzle straight into another brain-bending puzzle, which is something pure puzzle games have a lot of trouble with. I liked games like The Witness, but frankly it could use a little disruption from back-to-back puzzle solving. Also, the art style's pretty nice. It's not the most stylized in the world, and everyone's nose looks a little weird, but it's good to see a different aesthetic. A little novelty goes a long way. And I really like that it's just low stakes. Like, these monsters aren't trying to take over the world, there's no cataclysm on the horizon bearing down on you. You really can treat it like a vacation. Heck, you don't even have to do a dungeon. You can just sit around and watch the sunset if you feel like it. If I had any criticisms, it would be... what even is there really to criticize? I guess it's a little janky. It's fairly polished, but it is an indie game. There were a few bugs here and there. What are you going to do about that, though? Also, for a game with this many characters and this many lines of dialogue, it really could have used a little voice acting, but I know that's expensive and I don't know what the budget for this game is, so I'll let that one slide, I guess, but it is a bit of a shame. And so yeah, I would have to hardly recommend it, frankly, but this is a game that's kind of hard to recommend. Not because it's bad, no, just the opposite, but because Well, what even do you tell people? I mean, right now, half the gaming world is drooling over the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, and the other half is gearing up to play Doom: The Dark Ages. Compared to that, how does a game like this hold up? I suppose I could give this a clickbait title, try to get some attention onto it, but that feels low. Although I might do that anyway. You do what you gotta do to get some eyes on things. I think a game like this is a nice in-between game, you know? Much like how doing really hard puzzles back-to-back can kind of wear you out. Sometimes you don't want to go straight from a big, flashy, bombastic 60-hour AAA game straight into another hours-long spectacle of a AAA game. It's nice to cleanse your palate in between, get a little bit of a breather, and I think that's where a game like this fits in. So maybe, just maybe, if any of this sounded interesting to you, you might be willing to give a game like Dungeons of Hinterberg a try. I would hardly recommend it. Well, anyway, I did the best I could. I'm gonna go play something else now. Take care.